Okay, good evening and welcome to the Langs Invitational Pregame Show. We have lots to get to today, so let's get right to it. First of all, the Langs Invitational Pregame Show is brought to you by Rippin' the Rack right here on the RTR Bowling Channel on YouTube. So thank you to Rippin' the Rack for the production value. We had some show suggestion names come in, and the best of the week was My Big Dog and Little Pony Show, I think in reference to what a dog and pony show the show is. So thank you to our lovely subscribers for the show name submission. All right, also, this is the preview for week 9 in the league, and it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we're gonna raise some money for breast cancer awareness, if I can get the words out of my mouth. So tonight's sponsors, thank you to our sponsors, Bubba's Bras and Bustiers, and Big Mama's Milk Farm. Thank you to our sponsors. And my accountant is saying that we will have a pen to give away this evening. It won't be this one. This one's mine and it's broken. But we will have a pen to give away this evening. We will not have a product showcase this week for other reasons. We won't get to that. So let's get right to our next segment. A recap of last week's feature match of the week. Last week's feature match, although not a very high scoring match and probably a bit of an ugly match, but it was a 2-2 split, the first one we had that has ended in a 2-2 split. Pete's Pro Shop split with Opportunity Brand last week, 2-2. The total was 30-65 for Pete's Pro Shop and 30-36 for Opportunity Brand. Like I said, a bit of an ugly match. The match bowler of the match was Howard Braddock, who bowled 687, I believe. He was high man of the pair by a good amount, actually. Pete's lost the first 2 games by narrow margins, and they came back and they won the game 3 and took total to sneak out a 2-2 split with Opportunity Brand. So they're off to a good start, and they're continuing that start, and look like they're going to be a contender, so good for them. So recap of last week's feature match, Pete's Pro Shop, Opportunity Brand, splitting 2-2 in the league. Our stars of the week this week, or this week that just passed. Derek Levely, 776. I know Derek got off to a slow start a little bit this year after having a great summer, but he looks like he's back on track, 776 for him. That led the league in scoring. Josh Cook, 280, 767. I believe that's his best week of the year so far. He's bowling well, throwing it good, so looks like Josh is going to have a pretty good run here in the middle of the season. Tim Gagney, who's been absolutely on fire, 278, 761 for him. That was 3rd in the league, 761 on what seems to be a little bit of a higher scoring week this week. And lastly, Mark Gonzalez, 285, 753 for him. That was 4th in the league. Obviously, 750s are better, 3 and 4 of them this week. So a good week for scoring for those guys. Congratulations to our stars of the week. On to the next piece. We got the standings after week 8. 32 points into the week. Chico's Bail Bonds, that's Ray Snow's team. They blasted us last week. 4 games to none. They just beat us up. We bowled terrible. They bowled pretty good. They are now the leaders in the league, 25-7. And Ray, although didn't really start great, he looks like he's starting pretty good, and that could be a team that could stay in first for a while. So Chico's Bail Bonds, 25-7, they're leaders after week 8. In second place, in a tie, enjoying the ride, 23-9, and stay tuned, also at 23-9. That's obviously the Savasta team and Dave Rogers, Hall of Famer. Dave Rogers, his team's at 23-9. They've stuck right up there in the top quarter of the league most of the year, so obviously going to be a contender for the first half. All right, there are 3 teams that are tied for 3rd or 4th. They are the Purple Hearts, Fill in the Frames, and We Them Boys. Obviously, Purple Hearts, that's the Levely team with Derek and Dennis Sr. Fill in the Frames, that's Marty Jones, and We Them Boys, team that was leaders early in the season, the guys from Langs. And they are all 22-10, and that is the top 6 teams in the league. 25-7 is the top team. 2 teams at 23-9, and then 3 teams at 22-10. Those are your standings after week 8, going into week 9. Okay, our two singles in league tournaments or leagues this year. We have both a singles handicap and a singles scratch league, and they're very competitive and very well attended. So in the singles handicap first, Steven Chartier went 6-2 this week. He is in a tie with Paul Pusateri, who went 746 and 8-0 this week, and Brian Opie, who went 4-4 this week. Those three guys are 34-6, and that is the leaders in the league for the singles handicap. Again, Steve Chartier, Paul Pusateri, and Brian Opie. Currently 32nd, which is about a third of the way through the teams. There's 106 teams in the singles handicap. 32nd right now is 23-17, so just above 500. We'll get you paid thereabouts. So a good competition going on in the singles handicap, albeit very early. In the singles scratch, Troy Bouchard was 8-0 this week. He is now 34-6 as well. He leads the league by 4 points over the next teams. Troy Bouchard having a very good year. I think fairly new to the league. I think this is his first year in the league. He's 34-6, and again went 8-0 this week, bowled well. Behind him, tied in a four-way tie for second, you have Tim Gagney, who's bowling great. He went 2-6 this week, even though he bowled 760. He obviously drew Derek Level. He drew the only guy in the league that beat him for series, and that's who he drew in the singles scratch league. So Tim went 2-6, and it's kind of a tough draw. Ray Snow, who shot 700, he shot 6-2 this week. Dave Paquin went 2-6 to drop to 30-10. And again, some hack named Rich Getz went 6-2 with a pretty poor effort in his match. But those four guys, Tim Gagney, Ray Snow, Dave Paquin Jr., and Rich Getz, those guys are tied at second place at 30-10, 4 games behind your leader, Troy Bouchard, in the singles scratch. In the singles scratch, 14th place, which is about 1/3 of the way. I believe there is 54 bowlers in the singles scratch. 14th place currently is 26-14. So a little bit better of a record to get you to top third and get paid in the singles scratch. But a good competition, and it should be interesting to see how those storylines unfold. Okay, and now the portion of the show, which is the feature match of the week. This week's feature match is a double feature because I could not decide which match to put in as the feature match. The first one is obvious. The first place team, newly minted first place team, Chico's Bail Bonds, with a 25-7 record. They're taking on the big dogs, who are only 17-15, but that team is bowled very well. Brandon Chamberlain has been very hot. He's off to a 225 average so far through 8 weeks, bowling very well. Ray Snow, as I mentioned earlier in the show, a little bit of a slow start for him, but he was 227 now. Had a good week this past week against us. I think he's about to get rolling. So Chico's in first place and in good shape, taking on the big dogs who can put up numbers and maybe spoil their week and maybe push them back down. We'll see. Also in the feature match, a team that's been there a few times now. I think they've been there twice or three times in the feature match, taking on a team that is right now red hot and turning around. We have 5th place, the Purple Hearts, at 22-10. That's Derek Leveley, Dennis Leveley, and Dennis Leveley Sr. Taking on Enjoying the Ride. That's Charlie Savasta and Jimmy Savasta, kind of a father-son duo in both of those teams. Obviously, Dennis Leveley Sr. bowls with both his sons, and then Charlie Savasta, who's back from retirement, back in the league. He's bowling with his son, Jimmy Savasta. This is going to be a really good match. Enjoying the Ride obviously lost last week, moved down from first to second. They're looking for a rebound. They are 23-9. They are 1 game ahead of the Purple Hearts, who are 22-10. But again, they had a big week last week, won a big match, and they are looking to continue to climb up. So this week's feature matches, Chico's Bail Bonds versus the big dogs, and in a double feature, Purple Hearts taking on Enjoying the Ride in the other double feature match. Okay, now we have the next feature is this week's Grab Bag of Randomness. That's the new name of this segment. I'm going to call it the Grab Bag of Randomness because I don't have another name for it. So if you have some suggestions, some things you want to add, this is the place we can throw it in there, the grab bag of randomness. First off, RIUSBC Hall of Fame ballots are out. Congratulations to all the nominees. I will not go over the ballot. I believe that's RIUSBC's place to have the right to promote those guys and celebrate them and announce them officially before I do it. So I won't go over that. I am very honored to have a ballot and a vote for the Hall of Fame as a member of the Hall of Fame committee and being on the RIUSBC board. But congratulations to those nominees, and hopefully you get the votes needed to get in. Also, 12/2, that's December 2nd at 6 o'clock, will be the Hall of Fame dinner and annual awards presentations. Again, I'm not going to announce the details of that. I think RIUSBC has some big announcement coming up for that, and I will not step on their toes, but be looking and be ready for December 2nd at 6 p.m. to be the Hall of Fame dinner, where we'll be doing some presentations of awards. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great awards banquet, and you're not going to want to miss it. So please mark your calendars, December 2nd, okay? Okay, the next item in our random grab bag of randomness is another on serious note. This week we're going to raise money for breast cancer awareness, it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So this week we're going to raise money for breast cancer awareness by making a donation to the RIUSBC Bowl for the Cure program. Bowl for the Cure is a great program RIUSBC runs in February, and they've raised a lot of money for breast cancer awareness. So we're going to help them this year by raising some money this week. And the way we're going to do it is on 15 and 16. We're going to have a little snack tray. My mother used to love to bring snacks to bowling with some cheese, crackers, things like that, candy or whatever. So we're going to have some snacks down there at 15 and 16. Come on down, get a snack in honor of my mother, who passed away from cancer back in 2006. And while you're down there, there's going to be a can that says Bowl for the Cure. If you want to make a donation to Bowl for the Cure, put it in that can and we'll make the donation to RIUSBC's Bowl for the Cure program, and we'll make it in honor of Ripping the Rack, Lang's Invitational, Lang's Bowl-rama, and my mother, Ellie Getz. So if you're interested, please leave a donation, but definitely come down, have a snack on us, say hello, and let's have a good week of bowling, and hopefully we can raise lots of money for a great cause, Bowl for the Cure, okay? Okay, a little fun. All right, so this week in our grab bag of randomness, our last item is this week's Lang's Bowl-rama Pen Contest of the Week. So the winners of this week's contest, we'll pick 3 people who answer the question for this week, who answers our Lang's Bowl-rama Pen Contest question of the week. 3 of you will get a brand new Lang's Bowl-rama pen in the signature and very rare and very desirable orange and blue, okay? This is this week's Lang's Bowl-rama Pen Contest question of the week. Please name us, in your opinion, who the best bad guy of the league is and who's the best good guy of the league, okay? We need both a bad guy and a good guy. We're gonna say the Vader Award winner and the Luke Skywalker Award winner. Give us your opinion who the best bad guy in the league is, who the best good guy is, and we're going to randomly select 3 people who answer the question to win a brand new Lang's Bowl-rama retractable pen. Okay? That's your pen contest of the week, and that is your random grab bag of randomness for this week. Okay, we've come to the end of another show, and that means it's time to say goodbye and say thank you. Before we go, we'd like to remind you that you can find the Lang's Invitational pregame show on YouTube at RTR Bowling. Again, RTR Bowling channel on YouTube by Ripping the Rack. You'll find the Lang's Invitational pregame show. This is the show for week 9, which is October 26th. So please check that out on YouTube and all of our shows. There's a few other videos there as well. Feel free to give us a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our shows. Okay? All right, some thank yous. First of all, I want to thank Lang's. They let us use the Nelson Center for the filming, so we appreciate them. We'd like to thank Ripping the Rack, Custom Profit, Storm, Bowlify. I did not wear my Bowlify jersey this week. I apologize. Unfortunately, some issues came up, so I couldn't wear my Bowlify jersey for the filming, but I will have it on for Wednesday night at League. And lastly, Bowlage.com, BOWLAGE.com, Bowlage.com. They have tournament standings there. They have score shout-outs, a number of really good articles. If you get a chance, check that out, Bowlage.com. And thank you to all of our other sponsors. Thank you to our subscribers. Please remember to hit subscribe, hit like, and join us every week here on the show. Don't take yourself too seriously. Have some fun and strike it out there. And this week, don't forget, try to raise some money for Bowl for the Cure on Wednesday night. So come on down, have a snack, and make a donation. Okay? Good night, good luck, good bowl.